Hey, it's Dr. William. I'm going to go back to school. We're going to be going 101. I'm going to show you the basics. I think sometimes we get a little bit too carried away talking about the OG, the key area, all these types of things. We're going to go back to basics 101. This is a BBL 101 video. Watch this and learn about a BBL. A BBL starts out with liposuction, and what I use is one of these cannulas here. It has little holes in it here, which gonna go inside, and then that is the suction that actually removes the fat. First, we put a little bit of fluid in, so that makes it easier. This little cannula is connected to a suction device, and this has suction. This is just a vacuum. And it has suction that gets connected here, and so then when you do the liposuction, all of the fat gets returned. Now, once all of that fat is returned, it comes to something like this, a canister. We let this sit. You can see there's a little bit of fluid here. We let this sit, let everything kind of separate, and then from there we get the fat. And then this is the fat that we use when we do a BBL, because with the BBL, we're going to take this fat that we got from liposuction, we're going to inject it into the patient so that she has more fullness, more hips, put some in the leg to get a really nice, pretty shape. Now, if you come in close here, you can see this fat. You know, these are fat cells, so this is actually what fat looks like here. These have stem cells which help things survive. This is just like a skin graft or any type of bone graft where we take the fat from the liposuction and then we place that in the butt. So originally when I take the fat during the lipo, that fat is no longer living because it's not connected with the body. So then I place that fat into the butt, and now it has to get a new blood supply. So that fat will grow and survive and become your new butt. It becomes soft just like regular fat. When we start out, it's a little bit hard, but that'll become soft and that just becomes your regular butt. You can't use anyone else's fat because your body would reject it. If you were an identical twin, you could take fat from one person, from one twin, and put it in the other twin because they have the exact same genes. But for everyone else, what we do is we take the patient's own fat and use that to augment the butt. Can't sit for a couple of weeks because we don't want any pressure on that new fat that's trying to get a blood supply and survive. After a couple of weeks, it's okay to start putting some gentle pressure. And then over time, that all heals. This fat that's your own fat just becomes your own butt, and it becomes nice and soft and stays with you for the rest of your life because it's your own fat. The fat that we remove here during the liposuction, it's permanent because those fat cells have been removed. So if you look over here, this fat cells that came from the abdomen, it's been removed. It cannot come back because those cells are no longer there. They don't exist. If you stay the same weight, then your body's not going to change. If you gain weight, you will gain weight in a little bit in this area, but there's not very much fat left. You'll gain weight in other areas where there is fat. So for example, in your butt, in your legs, you know, potentially in your arms or other areas if we didn't do liposuction. So that's it. That's a BBL in a nutshell. That's a BBL 101.